At least you know a bullet's been fired when it kills somebody.
Okay, now I really wish I remember.
Yeah, that's the
joke.
punchline from the joke like 3 weeks ago.
What was the joke?
The setup was, what's the difference between a cop and a bullet? The punchline is, at least you know a bullet's been fired when it kills somebody.
Wait, I mean, I guess, yeah, but... Alright. Anyways, we're recording for the 9th episode of the Whiskey and Root Beer podcast. I'm so confused on that, because I was like, yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I forget, I don't see the other half of the joke as I guess, part of the... I don't know, it's just weird.
It's kind of like one of those un-jokes. Like one of those anti-jokes.
Yeah, I guess.
It's more of a commentary that's...
Yeah, because it was like, yeah, I get the punchline. Makes sense. And then I'm also
it's
lost.
It's just really fucked up. Cops are in the streets killing people and not losing their jobs.
See, yeah, that's where I got it now. Because I was like, wait, what? At least you know when a bullet's been fired. Yeah, you don't know when the cops get fired, I guess, technically. That's the part I was missing. I was like, I know I'm supposed to get the other part of this. But it's just not popping
had to
up.
piece it together.
Yeah. Alright, well, now, yeah, that's good. That's a good joke. I mean, shit, I read the news, so I see when they get fired.
Yeah.
Most of the time they get put on administrative leave.
Leave.
Paid administrative leave. I mean, shit. But I guess, so, like, well, we still got to pay. You still got to live until, we find out the facts. Till the trial. That makes sense. So have you guys been following, well, I guess it's all over now, pretty much, but all that sub stuff that was going on.
I was right about to say, we could have a segue into this. We haven't played Borrowed Trauma in a while.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I opened up, I joined the chat on Discord, and I opened up with, like, guys, I just got off the phone with Joe Biden. Oh, I said President Biden. And actually, they were like, oh, the president. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I just got off the phone with him. Says he needs us. He needs us because we've gone deeper than anybody ever's gone before. We need to suit up. It's like they saw mud raptors down there. And they know we've dealt with it before. And everybody started laughing and shit. But it was like, yeah, it was perfect. I mean, I think that's right when they found out. Or were like, yeah, their sub had to implode. Which is weird when you think about how they figured out that it imploded. And they ran out of oxygen at about the same time. Like at the same day. I think it was about the same day. They said, like, oh, yeah.
Like imploded as soon as they ran out of oxygen?
Well, that's not why they imploded, but...
Well, yeah. It's like one happened after the other.
Yeah.
Guys, we're about to be out of oxygen, and then they're dead.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but of course, they obviously more likely imploded days before they ran out of oxygen. It's just
I think I watched this interview with James Cameron, and he was... Because he's been down to the fucking Titanic more than anybody. And he was talking about how the sonar module is in its own pressurized, like, little canister outside of the sub. And he said that as soon as he found out that they had lost comms and sonar, he figured that it had imploded. Because he was like, if they've lost sonar, then whatever has gone down there is like an absolute worst case scenario critical failure. And what do you know? Turns out you can't send a carbon fiber tube to the depths of the ocean.
Yeah, as soon as I heard it was carbon fiber, I was like, well, that doesn't sound like it would laugh. I mean,
off.
It would laugh. It would last down there that deep anyways.
Laughed so fucking hard.
Carbon fiber's strong, but I mean, when you're talking about being pressurized, it's strong and lightweight, but it's definitely not like,
That's why, submarines have been around for like...
Bless you.
100 or so years.
Yep, all metal.
And they've pretty much consistently all been just nothing but metal.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be any breakthrough material or technology-wise in the next, 50 years. It's going to
Next they're going to send out one that's 3D printed or something.
I would never get into
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't get into it either.
Don't worry, guys. We got this new polyhydrocarbonate filament. And that's what the 3D printer printed it on.
And you got all that pressure on it, takes just a little ding.
Right? Oh, man, that's fucking scary. Imagine they just, like, they lost comms.
I can't even imagine. I remember when I was in science class in, 8th grade, our teacher was showing us how implosion worked with a soda can.
Yep.
And he was imploding soda cans in, a fish tank. And it looks pretty fucking violent. I can't imagine.
It happens so fucking
It's pretty instant.
Yeah. It's like lightning.
Yeah, my mom was, watching all these TikTok videos and shit and people talking about it. And I was like, cause she was like really into this thing. I was like, wow, you're really into this whole submarine going. I didn't understand why people were so interested in it, but one of the things that really struck me was that I was walking by. You just want a root beer?
Yeah, just pour a little.
Oh, just some of the one I cracked open.
Yeah. But she was following it for a couple of days.
Yeah. And so she was following it, and I remember I just walked in the kitchen while she was watching it, and there was some video about some dude he felt so strongly that he was like, those guys were down there for like 3 days without comms and sonar. Where was James Cameron at when all this was happening?
Where was James Cameron?
Yeah, it was one of those like somebody get Ja Rule on the phone, you know. It was so stupid. Like, this guy was like, if I went down there, the only person I would want to come and rescue me is James Cameron, and he felt so.
He's got a point though.
But he's talking like James Cameron was just
like
standing
Superman,
by.
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
all right,
you know,
Mr. Cameron. These rich idiots are gonna get in this tube that barely holds them, and they're gonna go see the Titanic. We need you to just stand on the deck of the boat. Just stand here and wait in case anything goes wrong. We know you're Aquaman. You can just jump down there and save them.
Right, and the fact, like, it's just that the way that dude was talking, like, he was talking like Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah, he's talking like Stephen A. Smith and just yelling, and like, I was on James Cameron.
I want to know, Skip.
Yeah, and I was
Where
like,
was James Cameron?
Exactly. And I was like, this guy really feels like James Cameron was on standby. Like right there at the fucking.
He's just got like a red phone in his house specifically for Titanic emergencies.
Like, we need you to get here with your sub within 2 days at best, and it's just like, dude, you know this.
In 2 days.
It's like he's got to get his sub loaded up on something. He's got to fucking
sail across the ocean.
Sail across the ocean wherever James Cameron leaves, wherever he's at.
James Cameron lives in the Titanic. You didn't know that?
Well, apparently he does.
He only comes to the surface to shoot movies.
That would make sense. I can see James Cameron living at some underwater station.
He could have just opened the captain's quarters and let those people in.
That was another thing. I was like, you guys realize that even if somebody got down there, you can't just like pull these people out.
Yeah. You got to take your time.
Well, because they're bolted in. Their door is like There wasn't
that's
a
right.
door. It was
wasn't
bolted
like
on.
a hatch. It was.
And so it's not like a submarine. Yeah.
No, dude.
Don't worry, we'll get you guys out in a second. He's done with the electric impact. Starts just banging on the door. No, please stop.
Oh God, the battery died.
You know who they should have called? They should have called that crew from Sea Lab 2020.
Oh, that would not have gone well at all.
Oh, the Sea Lab crew.
And there go my nipples again. Fucking captain goes down there. I love that show. That dude is just so stupid.
That's what I thought about every time.
Just thinking about Sea Lab the whole time.
What the fuck are they gonna do this?
I literally from the moment that I found out what the hell was going on, all I could think about was borrowed trauma. Yeah. I was like, man,
me too.
These people just sank to the fucking bottom and imploded.
We've been there.
Yeah, I play ball. I know exactly what happened.
We've been at crushing depth.
They got hit by a spineling. Their ship imploded.
Fucking mega spineling or whatever the big ones are called. Those are the ones that'll get your ears. I thought it was funny. I was like, this is the perfect. Oh, you know, in the workshop they do have subs already made though.
I figured.
Pretty good.
As soon as it happened, like my first thought was like, man, I can't wait to get back on Borrow Trauma so I can see if anyone's made that stupid fucking sub.
Oh, dude, there's like I saw at least 2 or 3 of them the last time we were playing.
Is it like really tiny?
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
And somebody, I'm gonna try to pull it up. Somebody made a really good one and somebody made a really shitty one, but you can tell. And it was like the top. What's the store page? It was like the top thing. In the store. Where is it at?
I need to check out. Did you hear about that game Iron Lung that got a bunch of sales?
Oh yeah, I watched a playthrough of that when it came out a long time ago.
I read the little. Oh my god, that is so fucking funny. Oh my god, and they put Ocean Gate on it. Man, yo, there's nothing but fucking temporary diving suits.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
We might have to load up.
We're gonna have to do it just to fuck around.
Just start a mission with that sub.
Oh my god! Look, there's a game controller.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I didn't even notice that.
Oh shit. Man, that is funny. Yeah.
Where the bathroom was at.
Oh, their little fucking bedside canteen. I can't imagine being like that dumb to where you would think that that would work. For the people going, even worse for the CEO.
Oh.
Like that dude was told numerous times that that wasn't a safe vessel.
Eric,
that he shouldn't be doing
your
that.
phone just tripped me out. I saw you had text messages, and I'm like, who the fuck are these people texting me? And so I'm looking at the phone, I'm like, what the? And I was like, oh, I picked up Eric's phone. I was so confused. I'm just gonna put my phone over here so I don't do that again. I was like, what?
Who are these people?
I was like, does people get hacked? Are they sending me messages? And I was like, oh, this isn't my
We
phone.
hear you talking about Ocean Gate.
This is the FBI messaging. You think you're on to something. You don't want to follow this any further. That's crazy though. Like and then you have all these people wanting to be submarine experts, and most of the people that talked on all these social media sites aren't.
I mean, I'm nowhere near an even sub enthusiast, so I know like possibly the most minimal basic entry level knowledge.
Yeah.
But I know how pressure works.
Yeah.
And I know what a safe vessel should look like, and that
Definitely not made out of carbon
did
fiber.
not look like that.
I think the one right here looks
That looked
better.
like something that you would take on like a scuba diving trip when you
Yeah.
don't want to go, like when you don't want to swim around but you still want to see stuff.
Dude, they could have made money like
But
that.
you're not going more than, a few hundred feet.
Yeah, they could have totally taken people out and just like took them around some reefs or something, but no. They want to take them out and fucking send them to the Titanic in that damn thing.
I feel like even if there was any sort of confidence in the build of that craft, the second that you saw that it was controlled by a third-party video game controller, you should have noped the fuck out of there.
See, I'm not even mad about that. I kind of
That
understood that.
just...
You don't need too many. I would think you don't need too many functions. Plus, they had it looked like they had like a MacBook or something down there that he was running it off on.
A lot of military technology is ran by controllers now.
Yeah. Oh, Kettone, I can't hear you on the mic, or I can't see you.
Well, these kids grow up shooting people with controllers in their hands. They might as well.
Isn't that the argument? That's how they get everybody with America's Army? Well, they used to. I mean, that game shut down a while ago, but that's one of the things.
That's the one that they used as like a recruitment program.
Yeah.
Right?
People were
It was
mad.
like specifically designed.
I played it like once or twice.
For
It was
that.
interesting. But it didn't make me want to join the military.
played it a little bit. It seemed really hard. Kind of like Arma.
It
was like realistic
decent.
to a degree. Like, you get shot
Yeah.
in the meat of your leg. Well, there goes your femoral artery and you bleed out.
It's definitely a decent game. I say that they made it the military made a decent game. Most of the shit the government makes isn't good, but that was good.
The government made that Ocean Gate sub.
They made the Ocean Gate what?
I was like,
Gate
the
sub?
government made that Ocean Gate sub.
They secretly made it and they passed it off as that guy making it so they can get rid of
I just
rich
wonder-
billionaires.
I wonder because now you're in this weird position of, like, what's the fallout from this gonna be?
Well, I think
Like,
the thing is that
Because
they
the
weren't.
CEO's dead,
Yeah.
but there was, 4 or 5 other people on board with him?
4.
4?
Yeah.
So now all those people's, well, I guess they signed that waiver, so
Yeah.
I guess
Said that you could die 3 times.
there's really nothing that you can
Yeah,
do.
one dude said he backed out of it when they mentioned death on the first page or paragraph, like 3 times.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta be kind of smart. I mean, you don't have to know about submarines or submersibles, but come on, you gotta know
Common
about
sense.
pressure.
Literal common sense would tell you that that's a stupid idea.
How many atmospheres was that pressure?
That's a lot.
Right? I know it was a decent number.
Because the
Was
Titanic's
it like 5
what,
or something?
12,000 feet under the sea?
I think it's like 6,000.
Oh, it's 6?
6. Yeah, shit. Fuck going 12,000. I don't even think anybody has can go 12,000.
I don't know.
Well, you know what? They do.
Cameron went all the way down to Mariana Trench.
Because
By himself.
I think the Mariana is.
7 miles.
I think it's about 12,000. I don't know. Feet.
It's like 7 miles. It's like deeper than Everest Peak.
I'd have to look it up. I have another tab open.
That's terrifying.
And he went down there by himself with a little thing and stayed down there for a while.
Yeah, setting up
I
his
think
fucking
he set a
base.
world record.
He was
there.
fucking building his base. That's what he was doing.
Oh shit! It's 36,000 feet
Yeah,
down.
so it was taller than Mount Everest peak down.
36,000.
That's insane.
That's 11,000 meters.
Fuck that.
All these fucking units of measurement.
Well, if the U.S. could just, take their fucking head out of their ass and get on the goddamn metric system.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Hey, what's that unit of measure that all the scientists around the world use?
No, we measure
so
things in burritos and football
concise
fields and
and
humans.
uniform?
Other than actual weight, it's like
Yeah.
it's like
Man, dude, that thing had to weigh like 6 bowling balls.
That's what people do, though. It's like, what?
It's about a football field and a
We
third,
just start pulling out these
plus
random
about half the
measurements.
track.
I wonder what they're gonna find when they go looking for.
They're not gonna find shit. I'm pretty sure those bodies separated.
Gotta keep it
And-
separated.
ate up by like
Yeah,
the
and now
fucking
that they've
fish.
been down there, all the sea creatures have. That's good eating, man. When's the last time they had something like that?
Exactly.
The
Probably been a
last
minute.
time man let his hubris get in the way and the Titanic sank.
Just imagine dying.
Those dudes are eating some
Hey, at least they didn't claim it was
some
an
meat that's
unsinkable.
just soaked in ego. They're like, oh, this is so soft and tasty.
Just imagine dying next to the wreckage of the Titanic, and you also wrecked right next to the
That's-
Titanic.
Just imagine, yeah. Like
That
you-
is the most wildly ironic thing I can think of.
Your sub
Like
sinks.
you're going down to look at the Titanic and you fucking die.
Your
and
sub
almost-
sinks, and then you're
Almost the same way.
the porthole is just looking at the Titanic while you just hear, "Arr," and you're like, oh, this is it, guys.
I wonder if they even heard anything,
No,
or
they
if it was
they
it was probably
passed
just
out.
like,
It was instant. They passed out way before that thing imploded.
yeah, it's like there was.
You
no,
think so?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oxygen ran out way.
Well, they said that they found that they knew that they ran out of oxygen, but they said it imploded probably before that. I think James Cameron said that he thinks it imploded before that. I don't know.
He said that it imploded. He said that he figured it imploded once they
like-
lost sonar.
Yeah.
He said
And
once that went away,
they were gone for like
he
3-4
figured
days
that
after
it
that.
imploded. Yeah, I called Jake on I think I called Jake on Monday, and I was
So then what they gave?
scrolling through
Wednesday,
something, and
right?
I saw an advertisement for what they were like. I guess what they were selling. And we were talking about it. He's like, "Hey, you hear about that sub?" And I was like, I just read the headline this morning about the sub missing, and I was I was scrolling through, and I saw this advert. I was like, dude, I don't know if this is like a sick twist of fate or if this is what they were selling, but I swear to God, I saw an advertisement to take this sub to go look at the Titanic, and he goes, "Yeah, I know that's what it was."
You know, they
Like,
posted
oh.
a job for a pilot for the sub, like while the sub was lost down there. Seriously, they put up a job opening for the pilot.
Are you gonna take up that job?
Hell no. Even if they came out with another sub, who the fuck's gonna do that?
I don't think they're coming out with
No, they
anything
can't.
else.
There's no way. That'd get canceled right before they even started building it.
Well, because they weren't even certified to go.
No.
The dude just said
No,
fuck
that-
it.
He just had the money.
That
to
was
build
just,
whatever he thought was working.
Yeah, they
An
put a
uncertified craft.
they put a pilot position up for the job like 3 days ago.
Oh, so like as they were sinking, maybe they were delirious from all the pressure.
It had to be, man.
Oh, okay. Well, hold up. It says Snopes says this is false.
False.
Oh,
Yeah.
That would have been fucking awesome if it was true.
Okay,
Guys,
so
we're lost down here. We need someone in here ASAP that can get
Yeah.
us out.
I guess somebody just started spreading that, but they say although the job listing was still visible on the OceanGate website during the Titanic crisis, it had been posted long before the fatal expedition.
Oh, okay.
So they had that already up, and somebody just kind of spun it as, hey, well, fuck, if they had a job opening for it, why the fuck? They make it sound like the CEO didn't know what the fuck he was doing. That's crazy.
I don't feel bad, dog.
Nah,
That's one of those deaths where, like, if you feel bad, I feel like you're just as dumb as they are. Like, that, to me, is... Jake was telling me, he was like, oh, like, isn't that crazy how, like, late-stage capitalism has gotten to this point? And I was like, yeah, it's pretty wild. And it's like that in combination with Darwinism. Like, if somebody has enough money to just fucking blow it on something this fucking dumb, I mean, what good are they doing for the population? Like, fucking nothing. So, I definitely don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad for them.
I don't even see
I feel
why.
bad for their families. I mean,
I mean,
if I had a family member that died like that, I would be pissed because
oh yeah.
I think that we're smarter than that. Like, my family's not that dumb. Like, I would be very upset.
I just like how you
if
said
I
that.
find out that Axel fucking gets in some, like, little uncertified craft and implodes at the bottom of the ocean, I'd be like, damn, we're that fucking dumb? Like...
I would have done a lot more research on that. Because, they got money to blow until, you're dead,
That's
so...
just-
But they were all smart people in there. They just made one of the biggest, dumbest decisions ever just to go down there with that thing, knowing how bad that thing was made.
Yeah, that is
All
insane,
five of
though.
them were smart. Even the fucking billionaire was.
I thought that was its initial journey. I didn't realize until a couple of days ago I was reading about it. It had taken like a couple of trips. So, maybe if that was the first trip, they would have made it.
Hell, everybody who
Because-
took those trips before said they didn't like it.
Yeah, they
Or even people who were about to get on it also said they're like, they
fucking
ready
Mr.
to
Beast,
fuck that.
He could have been on there. They invited him to go on that submarine. He said he
Nah,
declined
man, I think I'll keep my billions and keep buying people's
Yeah.
cars.
I would look at that thing and be like, let me take a ride down there in this. Like,
Like hell
It's
no.
just-
Fuck that.
and everything was just uncertified with it. I haven't heard a good thing about it being certified for anything that it was trying to do.
They certified that paycheck 50,000.
250,000 for each
per
person.
person. That thing should
Damn.
never
You
cost
think
that much.
everybody was this concerned about that dude in the barrel at Niagara Falls?
I know, right?
Because this is literally the
This-
modern equivalent.
Yeah.
This is that dude getting in a fucking barrel and going down a waterfall.
I'm pretty sure everybody back
And
then
that
was
dude
just
did it
like,
like
well,
a
let's see how this
fucking-
goes. Because, I mean, when was the last time that was done? How many people have done that?
Ooh. It's a lot harder.
Like, I probably heard about 2 or 3 people who've gone down a waterfall in a barrel. I haven't heard about anybody doing it recently.
Yeah, ever lived.
Yeah, that's like an 1800s thing.
Yeah.
We have electricity now. We don't have to do those things.
Still people trying to do it too.
Now we can convince people that this tiny science project is safe to go to the depths of the ocean.
It's crazy how.
It's in 1901, the first barrel ride down Niagara
Damn,
Falls.
at the turn of the century, he was like,
Yeah.
you know
It's
what?
like, fuck it.
We're starting to.
Mankind
new
made it to
century.
1900. I haven't heard of anyone going down this waterfall in a barrel.
63-year-old woman, too.
Yeah.
Okay, no, she was not the first person.
Oh, I was about to say, a woman
Yeah,
did it
like,
first?
In
Holy
October
shit.
1829, Sam Patch survived jumping down 175-foot Horseshoe Falls. But he didn't. I don't think he took a barrel, though.
He jumped.
He jumped.
Holy
apparently.
shit! 170.
That was probably really fucking fun.
jumping down 175-foot
Hell
Horseshoe
yeah.
Falls.
That
You got,
had to
you got
be-
all those people.
Until you hit the water.
Yeah.
Like, that's
gonna be
gonna
like,
hurt. Like, live or not, that's gonna fucking hurt.
But you got all those people doing those suicide jumps from like the Golden Gate Bridge. Is not that high, is it?
It'd have to be higher because
It
those
had to be,
people are
yeah.
dying on impact.
They
That's
died
why
on
people jump
impact.
off that bridge, is so they die on impact.
Is it?
Alright, so it says between 1901 and 1995, 15 people went over the falls. 10 of them survived.
Hey, it's
Damn.
good odds.
That's pretty
Hell
good
yeah.
odds. So
That's
what?
really
Except for
good
the 5
odds.
people, but it's a good gamble.
Apparently, going over Niagara Falls is illegal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh
it's-
hell!
if you already think you're just gonna survive,
You think they're just gonna let... I mean, they should let people do that.
yeah.
If people want to do something that's that dumb, I feel like we should totally enable them and let them do that.
Okay,
Okay.
it's 740. Yeah, it's a big difference. It's a way big difference.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
700.
7 times.
No wonder. Holy shit! I've never been to California, so that's why. Like, damn.
I went to San Diego, but
750
Didn't go
feet
anywhere
above
near.
water, on a bridge.
I think there's a question here on Google. It says people also ask, can you still go over Niagara Falls in a barrel? It's like, I guess if you want to.
are enough people asking that to where that's like one of the suggested
That's one of the
Yeah.
first questions that pops up.
You get fucking like a Donkey Kong mechanism, just grabs the
Yeah,
barrel,
it's just some guy just grabs the barrels and tosses
just
them over.
toss it over.
You live, you live.
See, this dude named David Monday went twice, 1985 and 1993.
Damn.
Let's see. He went over the falls on a steel barrel, becoming the 10th person to survive the leap. In 1990, he tried it again. His barrel became stuck at the very brink of the falls and had to be removed by a crane by the Niagara Parks police.
Oh, that sucks. You know that had to hurt. He's just stuck and he's like, God damn it, go. Just move, barrel.
Just lift it up. Take him out, just put him in cuffs. Thought you'd make sure he's okay.
Arrest his ass.
It's like, bet you feel stupid now, huh?
You got in there, you sealed yourself shut, and you go.
Fooled me this time. I'll be back again.
That's crazy.
Just
though.
imagine being a police or a firefighter that had to open your fucking
Dude,
barrel.
you know they were pissed.
Dude just in there.
You know that motherfucker was mad. I had to come out here to pull this dipshit out of the fucking falls.
The dude's right there in the corner of the fucking barrel, like, did I make it?
Make it fucking out of air.
Doesn't know where he might have
my
got
God.
stuck at.
He just hit like a 2 feet drop,
Yeah.
waiting for it.
Did I die? Yeah, he's just sitting in there thinking, he's like, am I stuck? What the fuck was that?
That's some kid outside, probably.
That was a whale.
That was a whale.
That was a
That was a
screaming-
banshee or something.
Those kids outside, they just scream randomly.
I guess some kid just got dunked on.
Probably.
Right, Jordan?
What?
This is in the chest, right?
Yeah, yeah. You, Eric probably handed it to you. Yeah, it's that bag right there. Yeah, no.
But yeah, man, water pressure is a crazy thing, man.
That ain't nothing to fuck with, man.
It's like polar opposites, but has the same fucking effects of just going to space. It's just
Yeah, it's
instant.
the ocean is space with gravity.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. I think we should make our own sub and bill people to go see the Titanic, because somebody's going to pay for
I'll
it.
take them to see the Titanic and borrow trauma. I'll be like, you know what?
That or somebody from like Subnautica, is like, I know how to build
I'm pretty
one
sure
better.
somebody's working like a custom mission for Borrowed Trauma right now.
Yeah,
Has to be.
you are, man.
Called the fucking
Just to get
Probably
that done.
since the day that shit went missing.
That's just insane.
The OceanGate Titan's gone missing. We need you to find it.
Hey, but when you got money, 250 million a piece, man. That dude, wait, not million, thousand. That dude, they
I was gonna say that would have been even funnier if it was 250
250
Yeah,
million
man.
a piece. I'll just look at some pictures
Multiple
online.
millionaires lose their life.
It's like, you want to go to space or do you want to go to the depths of the ocean?
Oh, how'd they die?
Do you want to
Hubris.
know?
Hubris got them.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Just to hear that, like, just imagine you start hearing like the creaking of the hole, and then it's just like you got to try to calm
And it's not
everybody
even-
down.
What was that?
It's not even that kind of noise with carbon fiber, too.
Nah.
Carbon fiber's like fiberglass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like ripping. Having to go through that many layers and everybody's like, yeah, we're going to die. And the billionaire's like,
So the CEO is probably like,
sorry,
if I-
hey guys, you signed the waiver,
signed
and
the
then
waiver.
the sub implodes.
he probably has a copy of the waiver. It's like, you signed
Yeah,
it?
yeah, he's got copies. They're all trying to they're trying to just beat his ass to death. He's like, did you sign waivers?
yeah, you can't really feel too
That's
bad.
gotta
For
be
You think
like-
they did that? You think they turned on him and tried to like
Yeah, that's got to
kill
be
him with
the
their
greatest-
bare hands?
That's
Like we'll
gotta-
never know.
That's got to be the greatest conversation to ever go
Now
down.
we can
It's
now
just-
we can craft stories. We'll make some OceanGate fan fiction.
It's like, what did they talk about in that fucking pond?
The CEO was bent over looking out the porthole.
There had to be just one person just looking out the window the whole
Mutiny
time.
was brewing as
It
the
is
crews-
crazy. Just somebody had to keep like
Someone
looking.
had to just keep looking out that window the whole time while everybody.
Yeah,
was
you
fucking
know
mad.
somebody lost their shit and was
Yeah.
just staring out
They're
that
just
fucking
staring out
hole the
there.
whole
So
time.
so it comes down to this, guys.
They're
It's just-
coming, right? Someone's coming. They're gonna come get us.
Absolutely.
Someone had to
Everybody
say
just
that
calm
too
down.
every fucking 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Shut the fuck
Deep,
up."
quick, panicky breaths.
Everything's gonna be fine.
You're wasting oxygen,
Right.
god damn it.
That dude had to been straight.
It's probably the kid, the one freaking out too.
Yeah,
They had
it
like
had to
that
be.
19-year-old kid on there.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe he went there, man.
I think his dad brought him.
Yeah, Dad brought him.
And I'm like, fuck that. You go
Did
ahead.
he leave behind the wife?
I don't know. I know one of the guys had a kid who went to like a Blink 182 concert.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
saw that.
that's the CEO's like stepson or something like that.
Was it the
Or-
Ocean Gate?
Yeah, the Ocean Gate.
It's crazy.
He's like, I had to go to this Blink 182 concert to get it off my mind.
Whatever, dude. You just want the life insurance.
Right?
He probably encouraged his dad to do it, knowing it was a dumbass idea. But he's like, you know what? My dad's this fucking retarded. I'll just tell him to do it.
I mean,
Dad's
he
like,
did it.
"All right."
He got the VIP ticket for Blink because he knew by the time he got back home, his dad'd be dead.
Damn.
I'll get that life insurance money.
Shit, you don't even need life insurance money. And it's fucking billionaire dad.
You think? Oh, I guess
Stepdad,
that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, like if it was like somebody paid like $5,000 to go down there. That's like some dude from the hood probably hopped on that shit.
Does the son get to keep the money that those people pay? Because they paid the company.
What do you mean?
So, like, the 4 people that paid 250 grand, like, is that gonna, like, does that go back to the families, or does that, like, you think that's gonna stay in the bank account?
Well, somebody's probably gonna try to sue and get around that waiver.
Yep.
And I mean, depending on how that goes, they might get some money.
I think it's pretty funny that they named themselves Ocean Gate, because for the last, 15 years, ever since, like, Watergate, everyone just throws the word gate on the end of a scandal. Like, anytime there's a scandal,
and now there's a scandal.
And
it's already called Ocean Gate.
Ocean Gate.
It's the Ocean Gate.
Ocean Gate, and then, like, the gate is in parentheses with a squared sign.
So somebody wiretapped the sub before they left. I can't wait till they find the black box and see what happened.
There's an irony with fucking that dude.
What if they didn't even have one?
I think they said they were gonna go look for it. I assume they had one. I don't know if they had one, but somebody was talking about how they're gonna study something the sub probably left to see, see the data. So
I don't feel like there's any need to study this. Just let these people be dead. Like, these idiots decided to do something foolish, and it cost them their lives. Like, we don't do this when people fucking try crazy stunts and die. When people...
Well, we could see them most of the time.
We can see.
Well, I mean, like, I found it funny how that his whatever his kid or stepkid or kid-in-law, whatever, like went to Blink-182, and the fucking songs that Blink-182 had was like, Every Time I Look for You, Reckless Abandon, Not Now, After Midnight, and Man Overboard.
Damn.
Like, Jesus Christ.
They were prepared for this situation.
If things didn't line up,
it is pretty coincidental.
It's very coincidental.
Or maybe they were keeping up with the news and they knew that shit was
right, they knew
missing.
he was coming.
So they were just like, you know what? Let's fuck around and
bring up our old shit.
we don't sing songs about fucking dogs anymore, but let's do a set list that's pretty tongue in cheek.
And the dude's like, yeah, let's go. I'm about to get my father's money.
Yeah, that dude had to know that his dad was gonna die.
He had to.
I could see it. I mean, I don't think they had a successful test.
I mean, if
deep
he has
anyways.
that much money, like, he could just be like, you know what, Dad? When you get back, I need you to fly me out to go see Blink-182 somewhere.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, he said that much fucking money. A plane ticket is nothing.
He could have seen Blink-182 on every fucking date of the tour.
He could have. Damn.
He could have bought.
Maybe he knew his dad was gonna die, and he went away to cope. Well, maybe that's how he dealt with it. He's like, you know what, my dad is gonna die. I don't want to be home.
Probably like a dying wish of his dad. Like, you know what?
I need you to go see Blink-182.
Yeah. I love that band more. I love that band more than you.
Go see him for me.
See, now I'm over here trying to look up what's the deepest the Titan sub went before it fucking exploded.
I don't think.
Because they only had like
Are they
2
gonna
tests.
Yeah, they only had 2 tests.
Well, not when it imploded, but like beforehand.
Like, what's the furthest they went during a test?
Yeah. But I don't think anybody really.
250 feet.
It's
Nobody.
not even feet. It's just not that deep.
Yeah.
It's just not that deep. How deep can you go? Not that deep, man.
But nobody really
as soon
asked
as we
that
got
question.
it fully submerged, there was a small leak that sprung.
Just put it on the water. And
We
they're
didn't
like,
have any welding guns on board, so we couldn't really fix it.
You can't even weld on carbon fiber,
Hell.
dude. That's the thing.
Apparently,
it's
the
like,
deepest
Yeah,
ever
it's just
submarine rescue was only at
resin and
1,600 feet. So yeah,
carbon
they were
fiber.
way
Resin
too
and
fucking
weed.
far down there. Yeah, nobody asked that question. What's the deepest it
What's
did
the
go?
furthest this thing's been?
That should have been your first question. We're like, how deep can this thing actually go?
Yeah, I'd be like, I'd just do that, slap the whole shit like you're at a car dealership.
Yeah.
So,
You're like-
so how deep can this baby go?
This baby will go under the Titanic.
It's like, I don't think you've tested that.
Sorry, man. You just sold them a fucking Fiero.
Hey, the Fiero's a nice looking vehicle though.
Fieros are dope. I love the Fiero.
I can't speak. When I used to go pick up my cousin
Caught on fire.
from
a lot.
daycare, damn. Some dude
That's
had a
the name of
nice
the game.
white Fiero with the spoiler and everything outside his house. It looked like such a sports car.
Those
But at the same
things-
time, it also looked like it didn't go very fast. But Fieros are still pretty cool looking. I don't know about the whole
They're very
catching on
cool.
fire thing. So yeah, we should totally build a Titan submersible. We wouldn't call it the Titan, obviously. That's a bad omen. Would call it.
The Perseus.
Yeah, I was about to say some type of Greek god. Something related to the Greeks, because that's what everybody does. We'll call it the Perseus. Could call it something about Hades, because it seems like more like we're going down to hell. And you wouldn't like that because
what was the motherfucker that drove the boat on the River Styx?
What, on the River Styx?
He was like the dude that paddled people across.
Oh, I don't know.
Styx,
You're talking about mythology?
So they didn't fall in and die.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know.
The ferryman, right?
Yeah.
Charon,
Sharon, yeah.
Sharon.
C-H-A-R-O-N.
I thought you were saying Jerome. I was like, his name was Jerome.
This is a black
Jerome the ferryman.
But Sharon.
Jerome the ferryman.
Out of everybody in the Greek mythology, there's a Jerome the ferryman.
$10, I'll take you across the river.
Yeah, man.
Right? Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, I didn't really care about much of the Titan stuff, but like just because I as soon as they lost contact with him, I'm like, there's a good chance
They're
those
dead.
guys are. Yeah.
As soon as because I called Jake, and Jake was like, it was like, the article was maybe 4 or 5 hours old. It was like right after they lost comms. And I was talking to Jake about it, and I was like, those people are fucking dead. And if they're not going to get found until they're dead.
Yeah.
Because they had like 72 hours or so, like 3 or 4 days of oxygen.
People don't realize how fucking big that ocean is, man. It's like, even if you could pinpoint them, locating you.
Go to the fucking beach and just stare out at stare at the water for 30 minutes, and you can get a pretty good grasp of how big the ocean is.
Throw a bowling
Walk
ball
out into
in the
it,
water
up to
and then
your
go
chest,
find it.
and then like you'll get an even bigger sense. The ocean is terrifying. I would never get even if that thing was certified, I wouldn't.
All right, but
I hate the ocean.
But now let's switch to the sky. Y'all ready to go take a trip on Virgin Galactic? They've only had one ship blow up. It's all right. They've had plenty of successful tests since then.
I don't think so.
I think
if it could guaranteed get out in space before anything critical happened, that'd be cool.
They've taken.
But even space travel is like terrifying.
They barely even leave like the atmosphere. They get up there and then I think you're up there for like
the upper level of the troposphere, like just circle a bit and come back down.
You pretty much get out there to where you can see the curb and everything, and then in the weightlessness, and then you come back down.
I'd rather just go
kind of like that jump.
Amazon with their blue, whatever it is that they have.
Blue Orbit, something like that.
Orbit. They've done it so many times already.
Jeff Bezos needs to die in space.
But I know.
Wouldn't that be cool if on like the next time he goes out in space, it fucking implodes?
They just need to do like a fucking.
No more Jeff Bezos.
What's it like a WrestleMania for all three of them?
A WrestleMania.
Bezos, Zuckerberg.
I saw. Was it Zuckerberg and
Elon?
Elon Musk.
Elon are supposed to fight.
Sponsored by UFC.
That's gonna be the worst. I'd rather watch two paraplegics fucking fight. That's gonna be so fucking boring.
You just scared of a buff Elon Musk, man.
Some 60-year-old.
Well, how old is Elon Musk? He's not 60.
I thought he was in his 50s.
Something. 54, right? 54, somewhere around there.
Some fucking silver spoon.
I don't know. About to find out. He's 51 years old.
Shit.
Yes.
Damn, man, you called him 60. He's 51.
Whatever, fuck him. He's dumb.
Damn, his middle name is Reeve?
He needs to go.
Elon
He needs
Reeve
to make his
Musk.
own ocean gate.
That's a cool name, though.
What, Elon?
Oh, Reeve.
Reeve?
His middle name is Reeve.
Elon Reeve Musk?
Yeah. It sounded cool at first, and then you said it.
Sounded cool in my head, and then I heard Eric say it out loud.
Yeah.
It's only cool if you had Keanu in there, but
Keanu Reeve Musk. That'd be weird. Nah, but
you think he's actually gonna fight Zuckerberg?
He's gonna send in a clone. I was telling somebody the other day, and like, he's gonna send in a Neuralink clone.
Or that Chinese.
He's gonna control him with his mind. He's gonna send in that Asian version of him.
The Asian version of him off of TikTok or whatever.
They should make it a street fight.
That'd be even more interesting.
Just even if they did fight it, just imagine the amount of security around those two guys.
Oh yeah.
That has to be. It's like all.
If it does happen, Dana would probably have it happen on Fight Island.
Yep, that'd be so
and
much.
then he'd probably double the price of the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah.
So he can get these two rich cunts even more money.
The musk has British and Pennsylvania Dutch ancestry. What the fuck? I didn't know that, but I didn't really need to know that either.
What if Ocean Gate's like a metaphor for the world, and the world's gonna like implode in a few years? Because all the rich assholes are doing shit like making things like Ocean Gate.
They were talking about that solar flare thing, that big superstorm that's coming from the sun.
Did you also hear that? We've drained so much water out of aquifers or whatever the fuck that the world's tilt is actually, well, tilted more.
Changed by a couple degrees.
Yeah.
But earthquakes do that all the time, though.
Yeah, I think they were just more alarmed by the fact that we pump so much water at the ground that the earth is starting to tilt differently.
But just imagine if probably Elon Musk could do it, but just started mass producing and mass just generating desalination of the ocean just for fresh water.
You're assuming that they have any sort of humanitarian capabilities in their body, and I don't think that exists.
No, I don't even worry about that. I'm just worried about just doing it actually.
Well, that's the thing. They would have to think like a humanitarian, and they don't, because they'd rather build giant rocket ships for a pissing
Alright,
contest.
so let's talk about humanitarians with a bunch of money. You guys ready to go to Akon City?
I'm not black enough to get into Akon City.
Does he have
I mean, it's gonna be in Senegal, so
I'm not
you gotta be
African.
pretty.
I'm not
You
African.
gotta be pretty
I
black.
think that's
gas station
exclusively
there?
for people to
Wait,
live
what?
Does he have a gas station there?
He doesn't have shit there so far. It's
Does he have
supposed
a
to
gas
open
station
up in
in
a
his
couple years. The only thing that's there, well, actually, it used to be there, was a plaque saying that Akon City was gonna be there, and then it was like on some cinder blocks, and apparently people stole the shit. So, but it still says Akon City's gonna go there. But what I've recently realized is Akon's pretty fucking crazy. He's turning into Kanye.
He's got money though.
I think that's what happens when you get money. You start turning into Kanye.
But Kanye is making money regardless. Even if everybody hates him, his music is it transcends him.
I haven't even heard any new music. Has he put out anything?
He doesn't need to release
And any of his music already transcends
everything
him.
he does is
Yeah.
Well, see, I'm kind of like that guy. Like, even if he put out new music, like after the fact where people hate him, I'd probably still listen to
Yeah,
it.
everybody was still listening.
Because obviously, I wouldn't look like his old music. I wouldn't look at his old music and think of the new Kanye and be like, Kanye, what's going on? I can't listen to this anymore.
That's why his music itself transcends fucking Kanye itself. It's like, it doesn't matter what he does, he can do the craziest shit. He'll still make money no matter what.
Kanye can do whatever the hell he wants. Short of raping people or murdering people, and I'd probably still like him.
But he's never he's never had malice intent of anybody. He just talks.
He just talks crazy.
That's it.
That's why I don't see why people hate Kanye so much. He just talks crazy. He hasn't done shit.
He's never done anything.
He hasn't made a fucking Kanye army that's gonna go take out some.
He didn't rape and groom a 14-year-old Aaliyah.
Hey, let's calm down there.
So people still like Kells, and he actually did fucked up shit.
Allegedly.
That's not me on that videotape. That's someone wearing an R. Kelly mask.
Well, they had that one video that had the wax fake figures of just all those celebrities that he had, the music video. It was all celebrities that were waxed in wax.
And one of his videos?
And they looked all fake. Yeah, I forgot what the name of the song.
I gotta look at that. I hadn't seen that video.
So it's all of them in a big ass bed, and they were just all
plot twist. It's backyard party.
I forgot what song it was.
Were they of age celebrities, or was it a bunch of child actors?
No, it was of age.
Oh, okay. It's got a naked wax statue of Drew Barrymore from E.T.
Wait, what?
Kells, what's this naked statue of Christian Bale from Empire of the Sun doing in your house?
That'd be interesting. What do y'all think Kanye's in-game plan is? What do you think Kanye is gonna do before he's just kind of I've been fucking with you guys this whole time? If he ever
gonna be
does it.
Guess what? I really am Jesus, and then he's just gonna fucking float.
He's gonna find that fucking cave that they blocked off for Jesus. And be like, I'm gonna open it up myself.
Right? He finds this fucking secret.
He finds himself
4,000 years
ago.
Yeah.
That's me.
If Kanye came out and he had superpowers for real, it'd be crazy.
Kanye does have superpowers.
I'd be terrified.
You can't be that good at making music and not have superpowers. It's like Prince.
What superpowers did he have?
Superpowers.
What do you have?
Prince was the incarnation of music.
Yeah.
That dude played every instrument known to man to an exceptional level.
Well, that's extreme talent. I don't know if
Prince
it's.
is the greatest musical artist
I mean,
to have ever walked
he
the
had
earth.
to have so much pressure to be that great because of Michael Jackson.
I feel like Andre 3000 would have superpowers. I feel like he would just come out of nowhere with superpowers.
Andre's probably got superpowers.
Yeah, he's probably a superpower.
He dresses like a superhero.
He does at times, and it scares me. No, I'm just kidding.
Sounds like a superhero.
Who?
Andre 3000.
Andre 3000.
If my last name was 3000.
Is his last name actually 3000?
No, his
No.
last name
I was
was
like,
actually
what?
3000.
He's like, oh, really? I'm gonna Google
I was like,
This is 3000. What would you like to name your child?
I haven't heard this before.
It's 2,999.
Jeez, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, Andre Lauren Benjamin 3000. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, Benjamin.
Andre Benjamin.
Yeah, Andre
That's right.
Benjamin. I remember watching his
AB.
I didn't know he was married to Erykah Badu.
He's married to Erykah Badu.
No, that was
Wow.
95 to 99.
I didn't know he had Erykah too.
As listed as his partner. I'm assuming they were married.
Probably dated.
Probably yeah. Probably did. That'd be it. That's like
Erykah's not gonna
crazy.
get held down by no man.
Nah. Shit, his son is 7 Sirius Benjamin. Huh. That's his only child too. How many instruments can Andre 3000 play? Uh-oh. Guitar, bass, keyboard, and saxophone.
I was gonna say sax and keyboard for sure.
Yeah, because on his show, that show he had with the kids. Fuck, what was that shit? School? It was like a fuck.
Oh.
Yeah. Didn't he play
animated
saxophone
show.
on that?
I remember that, but I don't remember what it's called.
I don't remember. It was like school something.
Yeah, this is the one that Kanye won.
What is that?
Kanye Believe It.
Kanye believes what?
But he would have all the celebrities, but they're like fakes.
Oh, that Kanye video.
Yeah.
Oh,
R. Kelly
Kanye. Okay.
Oh, Kanye's video. I thought you were talking about R. Kelly.
I thought we were talking about R. Kelly.
Oh
too.
yeah, no, I've seen
Yeah,
that one.
yeah, that's it.
I thought you were
That's
talking
why I
about
was
That's how
lost.
crazy
I thought you were
Kanye was.
talking
Yeah,
about R.
everybody.
Kelly had a video at Wax Figures.
Uh-huh.
That's why I was like, I haven't seen this video. I need to see this.
I think we were talking about Kanye. We were talking about Akon and Kanye at that time.
Well, he brought
Oh, I
up R.
brought
Kelly
up-
real
yeah, I
quick.
brought up R. Kelly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Because he did fucked up shit and people still like him.
because he could fucking sing his ass off.
He's got a fucking epic 30 episodes.
That was Class of 3000, by the way. Yeah, and 30 episodes
Class
of
of
Trapped in the
3000.
Closet, man.
Trapped in a closet, man.
Each fucking episode gets better and better. It's fucking
Trapped in
crazy.
the Closet is good, but
That beat just pops up, man. I wish sometimes I was just
I
doing
haven't
shit in
listened to
life.
it in years. I
wish-
I only listen to R. Kelly whenever you put it on.
Hell yeah.
I don't actively try to listen to R. Kelly.
I just want to like do something in my life, and that plays in the background. Just that beat, that ding 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 ding, and just
That
yeah,
fucking water drop.
the water drop in it. Somebody starts narrating my life while singing, preferably R. Kelly himself.
Does it from the jail cells. Like, alright.
I'm just gonna send him. I'm gonna send him a script. I'm gonna send him a script and have him sing it. And
Every time he does a narration, all the fucking prisoners next to him in each cell just sitting down just like,
Yeah.
he's probably doing that in jail. He's probably like singing all of his Trapped in the
he's
Closet
got something
episodes.
coming up. He's got like some fucking director that's like, alright, we're gonna make a new music video with this guy.
Well, this shit, you know, these people after anything like somebody just sent something to me today how they already have an Ocean Gate documentary, and I was like, you know, damn well they were making that. I guess that shit was going on. That always
Yeah,
happens.
there's probably just like archival footage of them doing stuff before they went down.
Just
And it's
talk,
like,
have
well,
interviewing people real
Hey,
quick.
you guys want to see all the mistakes they made?
They're just trying to be as good as The Simpsons. That's why.
Shit.
Simpsons called almost everything out way before.
The
it
Simpsons
happened.
has so many episodes. If
It's
something
so
doesn't
fucking
match up with it at
crazy.
this point, it's just not right. Everything in life has to match up and be compared to The Simpsons. We
And it
know
happened.
this.
It happened every time.
Does that mean when The Simpsons ends, the world's gonna end?
Probably.
Okay.
Because The Simpsons isn't gonna end anytime.
I mean, hell, they just ended what Family Guy, and
Family Guy's finally fucking over.
I think Fox didn't pick it back up.
Thank God.
Probably gonna go to.
I think
Paramount Plus.
They
That
probably.
shit needed to end after the 4th season.
They ended a couple of
The
shows.
Simpsons needed
I
to
think
end
American-
after like the fucking 14th or 15th.
I think
season.
American Dad's over too.
Yeah, The
Which are-
Simpsons. I don't think The Simpsons will ever go out because of current events. Ever.
Yeah, I
Well,
feel
see-
like that about South Park. Only
Because South Park switched
actually
that,
does
too.
it well.
Sanford does it really
They
well.
do,
South
and they
Park
do it real
changed
well.
with the times, and they kept up with it to a degree that The Simpsons will never catch up to.
And they have it to a T where they have their voices AI'd already. So
Oh,
it's like
really? Just
they
write
don't
the scripts.
even need what's his
Voice
face?
actors.
Yeah. Or the two guys.
Matt and Trey.
Yeah, Matt and Trey.
They're on bigger and better things. They just bought Casa Bonita and got that shit back up.
They still do episodes,
Oh, yeah.
which is crazy. They still do live episodes. And they love doing it.
Okay, he quit.
That's the one
See.
thing. Like as soon as there's like a full season of South Park that just doesn't have the quality of everything before it, I hope that's when they fucking kill it. I don't want it getting drug on like The Simpsons, because I absolutely fucking love The Simpsons. But when I say that, I mean I like The Simpsons up through like the fucking 15th season, and even that's kind of a stretch.
But
I think it really started to suck after like the 12th.
But what made South Park like set in stone with like being future proof is that
How they make their episodes.
the episodes and how they homologated to gaming. Like they got to the newer games where The Simpsons like they stopped. Like the games are great before, but there's no newer games of The Simpsons anymore. South Park can do any episode they want, or any multiple episodes they want for a game, and people will just buy it off Steam and play it, and they'll stream it.
Okay,
Yeah,
so Family Guy and American Dad are
I bought
canceled indefinitely,
Stick
but
of Truth and Fractured But Whole. I pre-ordered
they
those
could come back.
motherfuckers.
Like, what'd you get?
Stick of Truth and Fractured But Whole.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Those are good.
I hadn't played them
But
all
that's
the way
also
through,
because
but they're
Matt
pretty
and
good.
Trey, wrote them.
Yeah, they wrote them.
Those guys are fucking great at making things. I just don't see how they can ever stop doing stuff like
One of the
that.
greatest satirical duos in the world, man.
They are.
They can do whatever they want, and they will never get any backlash because that's what they
'Cause they're
put
the
themselves
best.
on. Yep, they're the
I was
best.
about to say, short of raping people, as Eric would put it.
Short of raping people.
Short of-
Raping people and killing people is probably like the only two things that are like truly evil.
That and
I'd agree with that.
and torturing kids and stuff, like torturing animals.
Yeah,
Also bad.
torturing.
Torturing
Hey,
is
sometimes
also
you
bad.
gotta get the gorillas to speak, man.
I don't know about that.
Talk a rainbow, god damn it! I'ma shoot you.
Yeah, and that gorilla's name was Harambe,
And
He stood up
the
for all
kid's
of
like,
us.
Yeah, I got him.
but we still put him down. And then the world's gone to shit since.
Again, they should not have done that. They should have
Yeah, they should
let
not
that
have.
kid just fucking die, and let his parents learn a lesson.
See, now this is where it's fine. What the fuck?
Well, it's an animal that did it,
I mean, honestly,
and it's a kid climbing into an animal enclosure that
True-
he shouldn't have fucking been in.
truth be told, the parents didn't pay attention. The kid got in there.
And they learned their
If
fucking lesson.
if
They learned
they
a lot.
hadn't have got to
You
the gorilla,
shouldn't fucking punish a fucking animal for doing what's instinctual.
yeah.
Humans don't instinctually fucking just murder people.
If the gorilla would have got that kid and murdered him or killed him, he's you
Also,
know.
it's a tiny kid and a big gorilla. I doubt he was trying to harm him.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, if you wanted to kill him on the spot, they would just kill him on the
Yeah,
spot.
he would have just fucking squashed him.
Yeah, that's
He could have just ripped him out.
It's fucking
Double
double
gorilla.
fist pound. Just
Yeah, it's-
Donkey Kong his ass in the dust.
It's a good thing he didn't go into a chimpanzee enclosure.
Oh, get his face and rims licked off.
Ugh. Yeah, I think gorillas are a lot gentler, obviously, than people would, peg them to be. But still,
They just looked the big.
kids shouldn't be in a gorilla exhibit. That's kind of fucking deadly. And the parents, did they ever get punished for that?
Probably not.
Nope. Because of the media.
We're gonna open up the archives on Google
Yeah,
here.
let's find out.
Yeah, man.
Did the Harambe kids' parents get in trouble? Son, we live in a generation where kids are raised by smartphones and iPads with very little parental interaction. Those parents were just doing their God-given duty of not paying attention to their child. Of course they're not going to face any trouble.
I want to see. I can't really find it. It just talks about where's the kid now. Oh, was that 2023? Let me see. That might.
The kid didn't die?
No, not the kid.
Oh, this
that
whole
died.
time I thought the kid died.
No, the kid
I
still.
thought they fucking
No,
killed Harambe because he killed the kid.
no. He started to drag the kid once he found the exhibit, but then they shot him. I can't see here.
What a terrible fate. You spend your fucking existence locked up in a fucking cage so a bunch of humans can fucking look at you.
It's like right here.
And then one of the dumb shits fucking climbs into your enclosure and you just do what's like, instinctual because that's all you fucking have. And then you die.
This I highlighted this part here. It says, over the years, the child has been a topic of much speculation and discussion. While some have criticized the parents for not being more cautious, others have defended them, acknowledging that accidents can occur. And it's like, who the fuck's gonna like defend parents that just let their child go on a gorilla exhibit? Jesus Christ. But it seems like they've been pretty tight-lipped about the parents and the child. So I can't really say what the fuck. Cause I want to know what, like, if the parents get charged. But it doesn't say anything. Harambe in heaven. Harambe kid shot. What the fuck? 3 of him. Shot through the water. What happened to the kid who got? What happened to the kid who got Harambe shot? That's a question.
Just imagine just going up and knowing that you were the cause of
Right?
of an ape being shot.
But nobody has any info. I might have to type in something. Harambe getting shot. But I can't find anything about it. I might have found something.
Haram.
Let's see here.
What if in like 20 years the dolphins take over?
You know, there's orcas, or was it orcas that have been attacking boats and taking them out?
They put like fucking
Yeah, 'cause
weapons on
orcas are-
dolphins.
Yeah, they do put weapons on dolphins.
Yeah, they used to put bombs on dolphins and have them go fucking swim towards the U-boats. I think they used them for mine detection too.
Guess that's where Red Alert got their inspiration from.
I haven't played Red Alert in so long.
Yeah, do want children at all times. Apparently, nothing happened with the parents. Surprisingly, one of the parents actually worked at a preschool. That's pretty crazy.
Man, imagine how dumb those fucking kids are gonna be.
Yeah.
If they're being
They're probably being
watched in preschool by somebody that can't even watch their own goddamn kid. Those
Yeah.
kids don't stand a fucking chance, man.
Apparently, the mom works at she's an administrator at a Cincinnati
She's just an
preschool.
administrator.
Yeah.
I assume teacher.
No. Like, and then the father has a lengthy prison history. I mean, this is from an article back in 2016.
So he's used to not looking over his shoulder to find signs of trouble.
Yeah. Well, that kid's in good hands, I tell you what. What do you got over there, Eric? I can smell that.
smells like chemo.
It's marijuana.
What kind of marijuana? What kind of specialty
I
brew?
forgot which one this was, but it's really good.
So you just, like, you're not one of those people that like keeps track of all the names and different shit, so that you just smoke it.
The only ones that I like, I mean, I'll listen to the names and stuff, but unless it's something like earth-shattering good, like Tangy or Tangerine Dream.
So what if you get something and you smoke it and it's good, but then you forgot the name by then?
That's not gonna be possible.
Oh.
Because if it's good, like if it's that good, I'll open up my fucking notes on my phone and like write down what strain I'm smoking. So I always like.
Oh, okay. So you remember up to okay.
But really, if
random ass name.
if I could just fucking
Gorilla's asshole.
What's the best I've ever smoked?
Harambe's
I could
last
just
puff.
go to a goddamn weed store and just buy like my favorite strain, I'd be sick.
Isn't that what you do? Well, I mean,
No, I don't go to the weed store.
I know you don't go to the weed store, but
I risk jail time going to see people that I know and buying it from them and driving home with it.
Oh, you can go to Thailand.
he's right.
Oh. I can just go to Thailand. I need to start looking for jobs in Thailand.
What kind of job do you think you're gonna try to get over there?
Chef.
Well, I'm gonna start fucking with my tattoo gun on Wednesday. Cause Axel was telling me that I really need to start doing tattoos. Cause my friend Rob started doing them, and he goes, "It's like, Eric, I saw Rob just did a tattoo like a week ago. It's his first one. Why the fuck aren't you doing tattoos on people? You need to start doing tattoos like 5 years ago." And I was like, okay. And I've had tons of people over the last few years tell me, like, ask me, like, when I show them my art, they ask if I do tattoos, and I'm like, no. But I've got a lot of people that say that I need to, so.
I can see you totally doing some tattoos.
Yeah, I can see it.
So, I'm going to hone that skill for the next couple years, and then maybe find a tattoo shop to work at in Thailand, work at a dispensary, work at a bar.
I mean, there's plenty of shit to do over there.
Just sell my art.
Or just do
Literally anything and everything that I want to do in life that I actually enjoy, I could do to make money in Thailand.
Yeah.
And
Just
not
all of it in one.
be
Just have
angry.
a bar, have a tattoo shop.
Yeah, it's like a bar with a tattoo shop and a dispensary
Be like,
inside.
Could totally do
what's
that.
It? Not what the fuck was it? Tuba.
Yeah, like tuba.
Just do everything. They got a
Surprised.
restaurant.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, I'm surprised I don't have any place that does that. Then yeah, Tuba did do that.
Tuba did all of it.
Yeah, because while y'all were downstairs, I was just upstairs getting blazed.
Had
Making
live band,
friends in the pot
a restaurant.
room.
Upstairs they had a bar. Upstairs again they had the dispensary.
God damn. This man's smoking death.
Yep.
Wait a second. Where are my cigarillos?
That's death.
The cigarillos?
He means cigarillos filled with tobacco.
That's
The good ones. The actual cigarillos. Not that shit you get at the gas station.
Yeah, those are made exclusively to break up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, those games.
Oh no, not
You
those.
smoking
I was
games,
probably his
Jordan?
too. No. Are those yours?
Yeah, they must be.
Oh yeah, because I got
No way in fucking hell you would ever buy those.
Yeah, no. What was it, like White Owls or something?
Yo, I saw. Did I?
Vape.
It's one of my favorite stories from working at the gas station. You remember that fucking crackhead that used to come by the bar all the time?
Yeah. I remember
He
him.
was a frequenter of the gas station that I worked at, that I met Jason at. And one night, this motherfucker came in, and his eyes were fucked up. They were like incredibly bloodshot. Like, I've stayed up for like, 2.5, almost 3 days straight, and I've had some bloodshot eyes, but this dude's eyes were redder than the devil's fucking dick. And he
Damn.
comes in, and he gets a pack of Swishers, and I'm like, oh, I know what he's about to go do. But he goes outside, and he smokes straight Swisher. Like, he smoked the guts of a Swisher.
You did say he was a crackhead.
And he was talking to himself for, like, fucking 2 hours. Like, he was just, like, outside by the water, just, like...
Trying to get his shit together.
having a full-blown, like, deep conversation. Like, and you could see it, too. Like, he was leaning in, and he was, like, looking with intention, like, at something. And just, like, deep conversation with himself. I had a couple people, like, come in and ask if I, like, was alright. They're like, hey, man, you okay? Like, you need help? Like, that dude's out there. And I was like, huh? And, like, that guy had, like, left, like, 30, 45 minutes before somebody pointed this out to me. They were like, yeah, some guy's out there talking to himself. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? I'm like, he's not on a phone, like, he's not on a Bluetooth in. And they're like, I'm pretty sure he's literally just talking to himself. And I fucking walk out, peek my head around the corner, and this motherfucker having a conversation with nobody that's there.
So, hey, what are you
Smoking
doing?
Swishers. Just smoking Swishers. And he smoked both of them back to back. And I was like, that
You probably
is
saw
a
somebody.
first time. I have never actually seen anyone smoke a fucking Swisher. And to this day, the only time I've seen anyone do it was that fucking crackhead.
I've actually got a funny moment. I guess it's kind of funny for me smoking a Swisher before I got into cigars. Because somebody had given me a Swisher because I was like, I don't smoke cigarettes. I smoke cigars. So they had a Swisher, so they gave it to me.
I have manners and sophistication.
And what?
I said I have manners and sophistication.
Right.
Cigars? Do I look like trailer trash?
But so I was like, to be nice, I went ahead and accepted him. I remember I was outside smoking one day. What are you looking for? But I was outside smoking one day, out in the front of the house. This is when I lived over in Park Lakes, like back in 2016. And I pulled down the tailgate of my truck, and I'm outside there just sitting there smoking. The neighbors are having a party. I didn't feel like going over there that day, but they always had like fucking crazy parties. Like the ones I've told people, like they had like a tiger there one day and shit like that.
Tiger at a party?
Yeah, they had a tiger at the party. I think that was actually that party. I think it was the one that I was outside smoking the Swisher, but it got so crazy. I guess. So I walked outside.
It got crazy. That wasn't a Swisher.
And I was smoking his Swisher. And what I hadn't noticed was that there was a car that had ran into another car down the street. It was a Mustang. You know how
figure.
You know how reputable they are taking off. So what happens is that the people from the house come out where the Mustang ran into a Mercedes outside.
A parked Mercedes.
A parked Mercedes.
So they were trying
from the neighbors.
Burn out or do some dumb shit probably.
So here's what went down. So I was out here smoking a cigarillo. Didn't even notice it. And it was right in front of my driveway. Well, I was just sitting out there to relax. And so the neighbors come out, I guess because they heard it. But I didn't hear it. So I'm just chilling. And the girl was like, oh, I'm so sorry. It was a girl driving the Mustang, too. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was trying to go after my boyfriend who burnt off. Because I guess she said something to him. Being drunk because they were fucked up. She was fucked up. She had said something to him, so he said, fuck it. And he got in his truck and, took off, right? So she tried to do the same thing in her car, and she smacked into the Mercedes on the side of the street. And so, of course, she was all apologizing, and the fucking neighbors, they had, multiple different Mercedes. So they didn't give a shit because, insurance are going to take care of it anyways. And the dude just cried. He just made a joke like, "Yeah, I thought about parking in the garage today, anyways." And it's like, these guys they got plenty of money. They don't give a shit about their car getting run into. But it was crazy hearing how it unfolded. How she was trying to chase, I guess it was her boyfriend, and she just fucking lost control. And of course, the fucking Mustangs do at the car meets, swerved into a fucking Mercedes. Costly mistake for a cheap Mustang. But yeah, they had parties there. They had to get somebody life flighted out of that fucking house once.
God damn.
I forget what happened. I guess
that's a fucking party.
The dude got in a fight and he fell down and he cracked his skull.
Ooh.
in the street. So they life flighted. They picked him up with a helicopter and all
Brain
that.
bleeding. Don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they had a tiger there. They always had some crazy shit going on.
That sounds like a fucking fun place to go.
It was every weekend, every fucking weekend. Just walk over there and be like, hey, Tyler, what's up, man? Dude, Wes, who, bought the house. He was, a kind of a sociopath. He was an interesting dude.
He was kind of a sociopath. He was an interesting dude.
Oh, dude, whenever he got mad at people, he always talked like it was American Psycho. And I remember one day we were...
Well, he'd be all calm, cool, and collected, but he'd be saying some deep, dark shit.
One day we went down to Midtown, and... I was 20 at the time. I remember I went over to his house just to say what was up to him and Tyler. And their other roommate, I think Bailey at the time. She was cool. And so I go over there, and he just opened the door like, oh, you're not going down to Midtown dressed like that. How, I didn't know y'all were going to Midtown. But, I mean, I'll go change if you're inviting me. And he's like, oh, okay, yeah. And he's like, come on in. So I walk in, and it's him, Tyler, and a couple other people just chilling. And he hands me a bottle of Southern Comfort. He's like, here, chug this. I'm like, Southern Comfort. I knew it was it looked like trash. So I was like,
oh well, what do you know, Jordan? Right. You've got some pretty good intuition there.
So, yeah, no, I took a couple chugs of it. And I was like, oh, this is terrible stuff. So then I went and changed into another shirt. Because it was just my shirt. I had a tank top on. I was fucking skinny. I was 145. Went to the gym a lot at the time. So I was really lean and skinny. But I went and put on another shirt. And I remember we went down there. We had a great time. And I was so scared I was going to get caught because I was 20, but I'm partying down in Midtown. And we went to a dude who knew Tyler and him. I knew him too because he would party at the house. He's like, oh, yeah, you guys just come in the back, the VIP entrance. So we just got in. Didn't have to pay shit. And it was a crazy night, actually, when I think about it now. There's a whole nother story. But just to get to the whole West part. So we're leaving, right? And he got the Uber XL. So we're riding this fucking this Escalade. This Muslim dude's driving us back, right? And so it's a steady ride. It's going cool. The dude takes this other route, and Wes is like, "Hey, nah, that's you're taking us along a route. You're trying to make me pay extra and shit like that." So now he's getting mad. And the guy's like, no, you know, he's got that fucking Muslim Indian accent kind of around there. And he's like, no. He said, this is way we have to go and blah, blah, blah. And so Wes is like, no, man, you're trying to, charge me extra money. So now we're all just quiet in the back seat. But Wes is in the front seat next to this guy. And we're just like, oh shit, where's this gonna go? Where's this gonna go? Because the dude's like, I'll drop you off right now. And he's like, go ahead, pull over, drop me off. And I'm like, hold on, I don't want to fucking walk. Of course, he'd probably order another Uber or something.
Yeah.
But like, you know, we've all been drinking a good bit, and everything just calms down, just unrealistically calms down real quick. And Wes just he just looks at the dude. You ever seen American Psycho? And I was like, oh Jesus, because like I said, knowing this dude and the way he talks to people whenever he gets kind of upset, I was like, oh my God, what's this dude gonna fucking do? And then the fucking Muslim dude's just like, no, I haven't seen it. And then she's like, well, you know, in the movie, there's this guy. And he's like, I'm like, oh my God, he's explaining the plot. I don't know if he's about to kill this dude right now or what's going on. It was a crazy ride back, but luckily we got back. We didn't get dropped off on the side of the street, but it was a fun night. It was because we went down.
Sounds like if that was gonna happen, West just would have stabbed that guy.
He didn't carry any weapons on him that I know of, so he was very
strangled him then.
He was very much the guy that's like, my dad's a lawyer who has like the shorts on and the nice tee. That's what I'm saying. He was like. So
he's the instigative guy that'll.
But he was
daddy.
And he was cunning. You could tell he was cunning. He was smart. Like one day we were drinking at Montana's up in Kingwood. He invited me out. I was like, yeah. Came up there. I was still 20, but he got me some drinks, and you know, he's just sitting there with his leg crossed. And he just goes, I don't know what your finances are looking like next year, but I'm thinking about taking a cruise. I was like, I mean, I'll get some money together if you want to go on. But he talked like that, you know.
I don't know what your finances will be like this time.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, I could save some money if you're asking if I want to go.
Let's see Paul Allen's car.
Yeah, that's exactly his whole demeanor. So when he brought it, and that was that Montana's moment was before that Uber moment. So just getting all this information about his psyche.
This dude's been trying to model himself after Patrick Bateman.
Yeah, exactly what it seemed like. It's so interesting. And he had this thing where he would, and this is before, I think Dallas Buyers Club came out, where he do it in that movie, where Matthew McConaughey, how he ad-libbed that moment where he starts beating on his chest. I haven't seen the movie, but I've seen that clip. Fucking Wes, whenever he would drink a lot, and, you know, like I said, he's having these parties like at his house every week, and there's people always coming, and it's packed. This dude would just jump on the counter. He'd like start beating his chest just in rhythm, and he'd go, and then like other people who knew it would fucking come and join in, and it's like, dude, am I seeing this right now? Like, this dude's got a cult going on. Shit, it was crazy. It was always a fun time. But he, like I said, he was an interesting character. That and his roommate was always trying to like fight people, but like jokingly fight people. And so luckily, his name was Tyler. Whenever I would go there, we were like real cool. He's like, oh man, I love my neighbors. I love to talk to my neighbors and all that. But like, he would always, I felt bad for one of his friends. I forgot his name. He would always just put this dude in a headlock. And I remember one day, she just put him in a headlock and took him to the ground. And like I said, it's a bunch of people. Everybody's partying. And Tyler just like takes one of his like best friend to the ground in a headlock. And he's got him on the ground. This dude's struggling to get out the headlock, and his face is turning red. And everybody's just like, is this really happening? They're just looking at it. And I'm just like, Tyler, you might want to let go of him. His face is getting a little red. And then he like lets go of him. And his friend was mad. His friend was always getting mad at him. I would too. If I was going to I was invited to a party and I was getting put in fucking headlocks. See, almost getting choked out, and I was like,
guys, check it out. I invited this guy here just so I can put him in a headlock.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like the fifth party I'm going to do this at.
He was about to make a whole fight ring in the backyard.
He's one of those people.
He had dug out a square patch of ground. He's like,
okay, Axel.
And he's like, he done that. But he called it the Oklahoma, and he's like,
oh my fucking
he's like, I'm
God.
gonna make a ring right here. It's gonna be called the Oklahoma. So when he'd be fucking with people, he's like, come on, step in Oklahoma. And he'd go and stand in this box of dirt because he hadn't built anything in it. He's like, come on, step in the Oklahoma. And it's just like nobody ever wanted to go in it because you knew he would probably fucking hit you and choke you out. It's like, fuck that, I'm good.
Go to the Oklahoma.
The Oklahoma, dude, I remember that shit.
Oh my God.
Nothing ever happened with that patch of ground. He just dug it up, and it was just
stayed there.
It was just grassless. And he would always tell people to get into it. It's like, nah, we're
that
good.
Dude would have got on Ocean Gate.
I could see him trying to do it. He was pretty. He was always having fun. I was like, "Where's that fucking lighter at?" I was trying to relight this cigarillo. shit.
Where are those?
What?
Cigarillos. This vape ain't cutting.
Oh, you had a vape? I thought you.
Yeah, no, I had a vape, but it's like.
Unless you're about to smoke a blunt. Smoke a little weed.
No, the last of what I have is in this little bowl here.
Ah.
It's time for me to resupply.
Didn't you just do that?
Yeah, like fucking 2 weeks ago.
Oh, never mind. Forget you gotta take your trip still get your marijuana.
I actually didn't have to. This one was local.
Oh, I thought you always just bought from the same person.
Mm-mm. Usually I do, and I try to, just because the shit that I get from my usual is like astronomically better than anything else that I ever get anywhere. And it's also like the same price, plus or minus like a little bit.
Ooh, shit.
Sometimes it's a tad bit cheaper. Sometimes it's about the same price as over here.
About to say I got a guy over here, but of course I don't smoke the devil's lettuce. But he just is like, hey, if you know anybody looking, I'm like, yeah, I'll let you know. Now, he's usually the first guy I send people to.
Can you text him real quick?
Yeah. I text him.
Because my last stop, been trying to get in touch with like a week. Motherfucker ain't got back to me. Damn. That's it, man. That's what happens, man. When you buy things on an illegal market, sometimes the connections to get what you're looking for are
indisposed.
That, or they're just. I've had a lot, like. The reason I've gone to the same person for, like. They were, like, the first person I ever, like, got weed from. And they've been in the game for a while. And so, like, by the time I started buying from them, like, they had already been doing this for a while. But I met them through my friend. And, like, I don't just, like, buy weed from them. Like an actual friend. Like, I help them around the house and stuff. Like, I've done a bunch of stuff for him. But he has good communication. Anytime you, anytime you, like, hit him up, it's like, oh, like, what do you need? Give you an exact time of, like, when you can go get it. And, like, you know, I first learned the trivialities of having drug dealers in your phone when I lived in Austin. Because I had, like, 7 or 8 people that I'd get shit from just because some of them wouldn't answer. So, like, when one doesn't answer, you're like, I'm trying to get high, goddammit. So you go to the next one. They don't answer, go to the next one. And I had one dude that, like, he would turn his phone on, like, once or twice a week. Or he would just check his phone once or twice a week. Like, so sometimes communication with people with stuff.
God damn, once or twice a week, like, what kind of business? Like, how did you
let
let people know?
That is exactly every time something like that happens. Like the last few years, like, Larry and I have been trying to, like, you know, get some, and I'll be like, oh, I got this dude, like, I had some good shit from this guy, like, a couple weeks ago, like, let me hit him up. And, like, I'd hit him up, and I'd be like, he'll probably get back with, like, an hour. He usually takes about an hour to get back to me. Like, one time we waited, like, 7 hours. Like, we had already, like, went and, like, got weed, smoked, like, 4 blunts by the time this guy got back to me, and he goes, hey, where you want to link up at? And I was like, bro, you missed the fucking boat. Like, I was looking hours ago.
That is pretty crazy. Like, yeah, what, I mean...
It sucks, though. But whenever you find a really good, reliable person with good shit, like, it's like a unicorn. You're like, man, I don't mind paying full price or a little bit more for this person's stuff. At least I know I can fucking get shit when I'm wanting it.
Yep. Yeah, I sent him a text, but I don't know, he might be...
Nah, that's fine.
Going to sleep for a job, you know. People have normal jobs.
Some people do.
Some people do.
It's very hard to be a full-time dealer. Very, very risky.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, look at this. An article just popped up on my phone. OceanGate CEO bragged about using expired carbon fiber to build Doom Sub.
What, he bragged about using expired carbon fiber?
Apparently that's...
Just carbon fiber on the down.
All right.
He's gonna make it work. Never did.
You gotta do it. Gotta get that carbon fiber when you can.
I was talking about the certifications with Jake during our phone call. And he was like, I'm trying to be optimistic about this because it went in completely uncertified. But at the same time, in order for new boundaries to be established and for things to be pushed, sometimes something like this has to happen. And he's like, all I can hope is that they're not dead and the ship's intact. And I was like, well, that's probably not going to be the case. And he was like, yeah, no, I don't think that's going to be the case, but I'm trying to stay optimistic. It's like the dude used carbon fiber. He's like, it doesn't sound like it would work, but if it does, hopefully, people will start pushing, things in new directions, get some advancement. But
so
this was just,
It's almost, you could say that they actually did some great testing for carbon fiber, but
at least we know carbon fiber can't go subterranean.
Yeah.
So
it's like now you just got to find out where exactly things went wrong and be like, that is the maximum
It goes good on the hood of a car. Not great as a submarine.
Wonder what household items you could use to make a decent submarine.
Nothing.
Yeah, probably not.
Absolutely fucking nothing. Unless you want to make a submarine for, like, the pool. But that's about it.
I wouldn't even trust anything I could make around the house normally.
He had a toy equivalent of an actual submarine.
Basically.
Kind of did.
He probably played with those throwing torpedoes a lot in the pool, and he's like, I bet I could build one of those. And he did. Unfortunately, he thought that it was, actually supposed to go all the way underwater.
Fucking submarines. We got submarines being crushed. We got Virgin Galactic launching space tourism on a bigger scale than... I don't think anybody else does space tourism.
Just more activities for rich people to waste their fucking money on.
Yeah.
I kind of hope something, like, as much as I think Richard Branson is a pretty good ideal example of, like, what a CEO should be. Because he gives his employees really good benefits. Like, last I read, I remember reading something about Virgin, like, 10 years ago. Like, anybody that works for Virgin gets paid, like, maternal and paternal leave. So, like, dads can get, baby leave, too. And they get,
That's nice.
I think they get, like a month and a half, 2 months or something. They get, like, a bunch of paid vacation.
It's better than nothing.
Like, he gives his employees really good benefits. So, like, he allows them to, like, live and enjoy life. But he could be a really big piece of shit. I don't really know. That was just some article talking about the good things that he does.
Yeah, that's the thing, there's always good things that come out of people.
There's always good things and bad things, but,
yeah, they're just a piece of shit behind closed doors.
Those are really good benefits. Like, H-E-B and Kroger are like fucking powerhouses in terms of giving their employees benefits.
Oh, yeah.
So...
If only H-E-B or Kroger was a job I felt like working at.
H-E-B wants Texas to secede, but he just puts a bunch of rockets underneath Texas and shoots it like it goes into outer space.
I feel like
it's like a little Sandy Cheeks glass dome over it.
It'll be turn into
you know what? I'll stay in
Infinite.
Texas for that. I'll let you try that with me.
It's gonna be our own floating state in the fucking halfway up to the top of the atmosphere.
Texas has gone intergalactic.
That'd be fucking dope, but crazy.
More people would have to move out of the state for that to be dope.
We don't need all those people from California anyway.
I was right about to say all those Californians get the fuck out.
That's like seriously such a big thing now. There's people just California just coming to Texas. It's like, why?
I thought it was like a stupid joke at first.
I thought it was
like
too.
10 years ago, like when I lived in Austin, like right before everyone started coming to Austin for all those tech jobs, because California's so fucking terribly run.
Shit's expensive.
Everyone was bitching about all the Californians coming. I'm like, they can't be that bad.
Then more showed
And then
up.
I went to California, and then like more of the shitty people came over. Now Austin's like a shadow of its former self.
Yeah. Isn't that the keep Austin weird, right?
That's what it was, but Austin has been overly flooded. I was talking to my dude Scott, who still lives there. I was talking to him a few years ago. I was like, man, I'm thinking about moving back to Austin, and he was like, don't do it. He was like, you'd hate it. He was like, as much as you like really didn't like it when you started to leave, he's like, you'd absolutely fucking hate it now. And I was like, really? And then I went to go see him a couple weeks after our conversation. And like as soon as I got there, I was like, man, this fucking sucks. And like,
Like, how bad? What was going on there?
It's just, there's nowhere for Austin to grow. So, like, Houston's getting a huge influx of people, and it has been consistently for the last 6 or 7 years. Like, there's a bunch of people coming to Houston. It makes sense. There's a bunch of work to be had in Texas. And I'd asked Scott about this when he first moved to Austin, because he came from Ohio. And he said when he was living in Ohio, the job market was so competitive and so cutthroat that he went to go apply at Chipotle, and there was like a line that wrapped around Chipotle and stretched for like 2 blocks.
Yeah, that's
there
crazy.
was people that were renting tuxedos for an interview.
Because you told me, okay, so you told me that, and I was telling some people here the other day. I was like, we got so many jobs at general.
Texas is overflowing with jobs. Like,
yeah.
it's a job market.
Yeah, there's plenty of jobs.
It's probably the job capital of the United States. Like, maybe New York would probably trump us, but as far as, I mean, and this is going out of the window very quickly, affordability of housing. Like,
yeah.
Austin,
hey, it's still one of the most affordable places to get a house.
It's still affordable, barely affordable, but it is affordable. So, like, you've got that in conjunction with there just being a lot of jobs. Like, anywhere you want to work, you can go, especially like in Houston. You just fucking land in Houston, go find a fucking job. Like, there's so much work here, so it's very alluring and lucrative for people to come out here.
That's true, though. But goddamn, we don't need everybody from California coming over here.
But we don't need everybody from California.
Maybe some people from Ohio, Iowa, maybe.
We need people from Colorado.
Colorado. Well, I don't know about Colorado.
I do.
I mean, I could definitely welcome some Colorado people. But
I gotta say, I enjoyed Colorado a lot more than I did California. When I was in California, man, I was getting, like, weird looks from people. Like, I'd hold the door open for something. Like, I walked in 7-Eleven, like, I fucking hold the door open for a couple people, and, like, they'd look at me like I was, like,
hey, what do you want,
stupid.
money? I ain't giving you anything.
Like, they'd look at me weird, like, nobody knows how to say please or thank you. Like, there was just, like, no real sort of niceties going on.
Well, I mean, that's, you realize...
It could just be that time of the day, those people, that part. I mean, but I was in San Diego, which, to me, like, had to have been, like, the cool... Like, out of every place I could have gone in California, I was like, man, this has to be the most fucking chill place. Like, the weather was fucking perfect there. They have a massive fucking zoo with a ginormous park that you can walk around that has several, like, multiple different, like, little art galleries and floral exhibits, like, tons of little botanical gardens with all sorts of different plants, and, like, it was just a really nice, cool spot. And I was like, man, how can anybody be, like, mad or, like, just be like that?
Well, the term Southern hospitality applies to the South for a reason.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you go to any...
exactly what Scott said. Like, when I was talking to him about the jobs and shit in Ohio, he was like, one thing's for sure. He's like, he's like, you may not believe this because you're from here and, like, you just don't see it, but he's like, Southern hospitality is a real fucking thing.
Yeah, because you
and
leave
I was
it.
Like, for real, and he was like, Eric, like, the first day I moved here, like, I had doors held open for me, like, all day. He's like, people will just strike up, like, you'll just be sitting in an elevator. People just strike up random bullshit conversations.
Yeah.
Just to talk to you. He's like, that does not happen in Ohio.
Yeah, I noticed that after going to a couple different states. I was like, damn, these people are fucking assholes. But it's not that they're assholes. It's just that we have the Southern hospitality down
like,
there.
We have, like, this weird thing where, like, we just like talking to people.
Yeah, we're a lot nicer.
We'll be doing anything and everything. Just be like, oh, look, there's a person. How has life experience gone for you?
Hey, you be like, how's it going? They'll be like, it's all right. And that's all you need to hear. Hey, you say that's good. You don't tell anybody your life story. Like, if you ever heard Tom Segura's bit on it, like, some dude started talking to him, and he's like, that's not how you respond to that. You just say good, and you keep going about what you're doing. You don't start actually telling somebody your life story. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. Nobody usually really does that. Yeah, unless they really try to get into your life story. With somebody might. But most of the time, they're not. But yeah, realizing that Southern hospitality is a real thing has kind of made me happy and proud to be from the South. Where I'm like, people always give us shit saying we're racist or something else. And it's like, you come down here, though, we're really nice.
And we have the most diversity in the world.
And we have the most diversity around here, yeah. It's just a bunch of Northerners talking. Just because they don't leave, they stay in their state, their tiny states.
It's too hot down there.
It's fucking hot down here.
As they're like fucking 30 feet in snow.
Yeah, exactly. But when we get snow, I'll admit we don't know how to live.
Yeah, like a light sleet and everyone loses their fucking minds.
Fucking whole city shuts down.
This rain is frozen.
We don't have enough trucks for this. we don't. It's like
school's canceled. These children might freeze to death.
I love that
it's
shit.
Like fucking 62 degrees.
It's like nothing's going on. The school gets canceled. When
Absolutely nothing's happening.
When I was going to college, I loved it when it happened. It was just really cold, and they're like, we're pausing all classes for a day.
I'm cool with that.
Hell yeah.
Anything below 72 is too cold for me.
Hell, if I was going to high school, I think maybe like, before I was driving in senior year, I wouldn't want to ride the bus, and they're talking about ice being on the bridges.
The bus in the cold sucks.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, I've been on the bus on the cold, but I've never been on the bus when it's freezing.
Oh, I remember the day we got a heated bus.
I remember they being in a bus with AC. I was like, this is fucking great. Unless you're sitting under it because it leaks on you.
I don't think I ever... Because even when we had the buses with AC, we would just throw the fucking windows down. I don't think we ever...
That's what most people do. They fucking get up and...
Open the emergency... Like, yeah, you angle the emergency hatch to just, like...
Oh, I never fuck with those just in case.
Oh, yeah? We, one of our bus drivers, there was this really tall kid on the bus, and every afternoon she'd have him fucking... Like you don't just pull the whole thing up. You wedge the front up to where...
Oh, you talking about the windows or the top?
The top one.
Oh, okay,
so
okay,
we would drop all the windows, and then the top of the bus, he would angle the emergency exit just up to where it kind of looked like a little ramp on
that
top
makes
of the
sense,
bus,
yeah.
so the air would go in.
I never fucked with the windows, but I could see you doing that with the...
We got that heated bus a couple times in the winter one time, and thank God, dude.
I don't think I've ever been on a heated bus, though. Just an AC bus.
It wasn't a regular thing. They only let us have that a couple times.
Shit, I remember being on a bus that had
there was oh wait, what is that?
I remember being on a bus that had seat belts. I was like,
I've never seen a bus with seat belts.
They're for like elementary kids. So being in high school, and you gotta get like a substitute bus, Yeah. And it comes in with seat belts, and there's a thing on the bus, and it says that these seat belts don't work for anybody over like 110 pounds, and that's pretty much everybody in high school. So if that bus gets in an accident, that seat bus, you're still gonna go flying. I found it funny that people recently were having an uproar a couple of months ago about why don't buses have seat belts?
You ever seen Simon Birch? That's why buses don't have seat belts.
Wait, what is that? I've never seen it.
There's this movie called Simon Birch about this kid. I think he's got like dwarfism, or he's got a birth defect that like stunts or fucks with his growth. And there's this scene where this fucking bus fucking goes off road, and it winds up in like a lake, and all the kids gotta fucking swim out.
Oh yeah.
And then I haven't seen that movie in like fucking 20 years.
I mean, I heard the reason was that so like if because obviously
people need to get off the fucking bus and get seatbelted, like that's gonna cause problems.
And because they would leave it up to the bus driver at a point to make sure everybody gets unbuckled and gets off the bus. So obviously that's a lot of people to try to make sure while people are panicking and running.
Next to the emergency exit on planes for a reason. I'm the first out of here.
Well, shit.
See this bus driver just swimming out, and there's a bus full of kids just drowning.
I mean, hey.
Sorry, children. I'm actually doing you a favor. Life doesn't get much better.
I don't know. I got knocked out, and I guess I floated out the bus somehow.
I floated out the bus somehow.
And I woke up, and it was just gone. I was laying next to the river. I don't even know what happened. That's crazy. I'm telling you, you ever been on a sketchy bus ride?
Like how sketchy?
How sketchy?
Like sketchy because there's a homeless dude jerking off on it?
Sketchy enough.
Sketchy because like the road is really like troublesome to traverse for a bus.
Sketchy enough as in like the bus driver is kind of stupid.
I never had that.
I don't think I've ever had one.
Oh. I've never been in like
a sketchy bus trip.
I've never been.
Yeah.
I've never been on like a.
Got one.
I thought you had one prepped and ready.
I've got. She wasn't like. It wasn't like a sketchy ride. It was more like something happened with the bus. and they had to send another bus. And the driver for this route, she wasn't the smartest woman around. And so they're trying to communicate, like, I forgot what happened. Like, I guess the bus fucked up, so he sent another bus to get us. But it wasn't like a major fuck up to where the bus couldn't move. But we're trying to, like, everybody gets on the other bus. And we were all talking about how stupid the other bus lady was because she just didn't know what to do. And so we start moving, and our bus driver's telling the lady to stay still, like, don't move. And so the lady's like, oh yeah, okay. Like, you could see her, like, okay, yeah. And so then we would start moving, and then the other fucking bus starts moving. And we're like, no, what the fuck are you doing? So then they communicate to each other to stay still again, because they're kind of almost about to run head on to each other.
Yeah.
And so she's trying to tell her not to move so that nobody hits each other. And she just keeps, like, agreeing with her. She said, okay, I'll stay still. And then one bus will start moving, the other bus will start moving. And it's like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, you both are on the same page, just so it seems. And then y'all both start moving. And eventually, the bus driver that we had gotten on with, she just fucking hauled ass around this lady. And, well, of course, we got to school. It wasn't, like, the sketchiest thing ever, but it was pretty strange in that these people are agreeing that, okay, we're on the same page. Like,
right, you're gonna stay here.
You're gonna stay while I move around you, and then you shake your head, yeah, okay, and then as soon as the bus moves, she moves, and it's like, what the fuck?
When I move, you move.
Just like that, man. But it's one of those things where you realize some people in the world just aren't that bright, and unfortunately, it's the bus drivers you rely on to take your kids to school. But you know, we were in high school. It's not like we were in, like, elementary. Children. I remember seeing a fight on the bus. Really big dude too. Two guys just going at it. It was kind of funny. I was in 5th grade, and I sat in the back of the bus because I wanted to be cool.
That's the best place.
Well, at that point, all the assholes sat in the back, so I just took over somebody's seat and took it for myself. And they would, you know, they were like, what the fuck? And I was like, fuck you guys, I'm staying. You know? So I would just sit in the back every day. And I remember one of these days, I was sitting, I didn't get in I think I usually sat in the back on the right, the second seat from the back. And on this day I was sitting, I think, on the 4th seat from the back on the right. I don't remember what happened, but this kid, they always picked on him. He was a real big kid. He's fat, you know. For being
those are usually the targets for the bullies?
Yeah, for being in an intermediate school, he was big. Like, he was fat big, though. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but somebody said something to him. And they were saying shit to this kid all year. I don't remember what time of the school year it was. But he just snapped. And so they started fighting. But it was kind of comedic because, obviously, there's just that fucking row in the middle of the bus.
Yeah.
So it's like some fucking tug-of-war fight. Where one's getting some hits in, and the dude's going back down the row, and then the other dude gets some hits in, so now they're going back up the row. So they were just going back and forth.
Like going.
Yeah, and then of course you got, you know, the dude. He's, like I said, he's really big. So when he started falling over, he would fall on the seats, and the people in the seats, they would fucking hop out and they jump over the fucking bench in front of him. And I remember, like, this dude was like about to follow me, and luckily he got back up because the dude that was sitting next to me already jumped over the bench. I was like, fuck, no.
There goes
no.
my last line of defense.
Yeah. And eventually, I was almost getting dropped off, but eventually the bus driver saw it. I guess she might have felt maybe the weight distribution out, or she just looked in the back. But I remember she stopped the bus and she just came fucking charging back there because she was kind of a tall lady. I wouldn't say she was. I mean, you know, we were a bit smaller. She was probably like 5'8" or something like that. And she was just screaming at the kids, "Hey, you know, stop it, stop!" And we were like, I was just like, I'm just here, I'm just looking. You know, but she split them up pretty quickly, and they didn't fight after that. But I always felt bad for the kid because they were picking on him. One day they took his watch, and it was a calculator watch, you know, and that's where everybody really had phones and shit. And they gave it to me. They gave me his watch. And so I wore it for like 3 days. And I never, like, and I remember at one point, well, they probably asked me for it back a couple times. But like I said, I was being an ass. And I was just being cool. And I was like, no, fuck you. You know, in 5th grade, I'm like, fuck off, you know, all this shit. But one day the kids that actually bullied him were like, "Hey man, yeah, that's his watch. Can you just give it back to him?" And I was like, "All right, here you go." But all the other days, I was like, "I'm keeping this shit. It's a calculator watch. This is cool."
It was high technology.
Dude, yeah, back then it was like stainless steel too. It was fucking silver, anodized looking steel. I think it was a Casio, because I had another Casio that was like the retro ones, but that was like a stainless steel Casio. And so they kept trying to make up all these reasons for me to give it back, like, oh yeah, I licked that, and it's like, I'll just clean it. You know, it's like, that is not going to deter me. Yeah, that's one of the things that.
Oh, dude, we're in high school, not elementary now. Doesn't matter.
Well, I was in intermediate, so I wasn't in high school yet.
We're in junior high, not elementary.
It was pretty. I guess it might have been technically junior high, depending on where you are.
What grade was it?
It was 5th grade. I mean, it's still.
Oh, that was still elementary.
Where I was. Elementary.
That was elementary.
My elementary was 3rd, 4th, 5th. Junior high was 6th. Oh no, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Because when I went
elementary, junior high was 7th and 8th. And
I think for elementary, for me, whenever I was in Channelview, it was like, I think it was 1 to 4, and then after that, there was another. No, that was primary. So it was McMullen primary, and then for 4, I think was Cobb Elementary. So yeah, I guess that. But I think they were moving school fucking around at that point over there, trying to redistribute it.
Plus, there's that weird, because before I moved to Alvin, I lived in Pearland. And I did 4th grade in Pearland, and the next big step up was intermediate, because it was elementary, and then there was like intermediate, and then junior high, and then high school. And I think intermediate was just 5th and 6th.
Yeah, because when
I was super stoked, I was like, oh, intermediate school next year.
Yeah, because when I
moved to Alvin, and then 5th and 6th were still considered elementary in Alvin. And I was like, I'm still in elementary school?
Yeah. When I went to Aldine.
But there was no intermediate in Alvin. It went elementary, junior high, high.
Because for Aldine, when I went in 5th grade to Aldine, just for that 1 year I was in Aldine, their intermediate was 5th and 6th. But after 5th, we moved down to Atascocita, and then I went to AMS, which was 6, 7, and 8. So it's like, I guess at one point, if I was in Parker still, I'd still be in intermediate. But when I went to Atascocita, it was already middle. So I don't know. Fucking schools are weird.
Yeah, we did that. My school district, I think my sophomore year. Oh no, my freshman year, they had 8th graders, like the smart 8th graders that were doing all the fucking work.
Yeah.
Above the other kids in their class. There was a couple of courses that we had at the high school where they'd let 8th graders come and
just pick on the kids.
They'd be on campus for a couple of hours.
Like, look at what you're gonna grow up to be.
A piece of shit.
I mean, honestly, most of the time you would get.
When I went and saw Dad in West Virginia,
assholes.
There was still schools. Like, I was taking pictures. There's like.
There were still schools. Oh my god.
No, there's still schools over there. They're like old school, like massive, like gaps in age. There was like. There's like kindergarten through like 3rd or 4th, and then the other school was 5th through 12th.
Damn.
Yeah, there was like
5th through 12th.
Yeah, there was like.
And it's a small town.
Yeah, super small. Like.
Makes a bit more sense.
But it just like it makes sense, but it was just shocking to see. I was like, damn, there's still like.
I was like, holy shit.
Old school schoolhouse shit going on. But yeah, it's like the middle of fucking nowhere, West Virginia. There's more churches than there are fucking houses.
Damn.
Not really, but.
You know what they say, country roads take me home.
And the fucking hour and a half, 2-hour drive to get from Dad's house to the property that he owns, where we went and shot guns. And that little 2-hour drive, I think I took photos of like 40-something different churches.
Damn.
Yeah.
What was the most popular church? Pentecostal?
The church. There was no major.
Church?
There was, I think I saw like 2 Catholic churches. I saw a few Lutheran, a Presbyterian, a Baptist. I saw pretty much every major religion, well, every major white religion. And then most of the churches, though, were like non-denominational. Like there was one that was just called Never Forget. It's just a fucking billboard. It just says Jesus Church. Like that's
what the fuck?
That's all it is. It's just Jesus Church. And there was more churches that had like no actual
names.
Well, they all had names, but there was no religious denomination. Like they weren't specifically tied to something.
So just a bunch of Joel Osteen churches.
Something church. Well, I guess they were
just
the
preach.
garden weed variety of Joel Osteen's church.
Damn.
It grows into
it's like all of us. So we don't know this, but it's all of his clones out there, and nobody knows because they just go to that one church. It's just a bunch of Joel Osteen clones leading most of West Virginia's churches.
That'd be terrifying.
I mean, yes. I think it's terrifying. Well, we wrap this up so we can. I know we still gotta go Barney's.
Oh yeah, we gotta go shoot pool. I don't think I have my stick with me.
What the fuck? Well, it sounds like you use
the house cue.
I about to say gotta use a house stick. But all right.
I don't have a joke for today.
Why don't you look one up?
That's not fun, man.
That's not fun. I gotta come up. I gotta have it. How about instead of a joke, we will be serious, and we will say, rest in peace, Patrick Payne. Our dear friend Patrick passed last Friday morning, and it fucking sucks.
That's crazy. I sent his dad a picture. I
had one. I have to find him, because I'm pretty sure I've only got like 2 or 3 pictures of Patrick, and I'm pretty sure if it's 3, 2 of them are Polaroids. If it's 2, one of them is a Polaroid, and I'm pretty sure like he's got it. I'm 99% sure.
That's what I told his dad too.
You and I took a Polaroid somewhere at the bar. Like I know we had to have taken.
I'm pretty sure we took one because I told him the same thing. I was like, shit, if we got any pictures. I looked through my box.
Yes, like as soon as he sent me that, he was like, find a picture. I was like, oh, I know I've got a Polaroid with Patrick, and I looked through my whole box, and I was like, it's not in here. I was like, Patrick has to have that Polaroid.
Yeah.
So, but yes, our good friend Patrick passed away in a car accident last Friday morning. And
yeah, I sent him a picture.
He was a very great person, super nice.
I told him to keep us updated.
Super lovely, an amazing human being. He always had the best stories.
He did.
And every time he was back in town, he'd come and hang out for the days that he was here, and it was awesome. Like, it was awesome. And I hated when he left, but I was also more stoked than anything when he left because I knew that when he came back, he'd have more stories.
Oh, yeah.
God damn.
He always had some good stories from going out and about.
So fucking awesome. And I'm really fucking sad that we're not going to be able to have him on. Because he totally would have been on when he got back.
Oh, for sure.
He would have 100% been in here for hours with us. But rest in peace, Patrick. We love you.
Rest in peace, Patrick, man.
I will see you when I die. Because we all just float around in the ether.
Well, that's an interesting take on it right there.
Really good